Welcome to Community Conversations. I am Miss Ebony J, the Queen of Queens. I'm so glad to be here with you. This is Community Conversations, a local syndicated podcast that airs on all four of our Radio One stations here in Cincinnati. If you've just tuned in for the first time to Community Conversations, this is where we come to talk about the problems happening in the community and how nonprofit organizations provide solutions. You are listening to 1230 The Buzz, your talk station on 101.5. 101.1 The Wiz and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. In the studio with me today and on the line is Miss Sonia Jackson Miles, who is the CEO of the Sister Accord. How you doing, beautiful?
Oh, I'm wonderful, especially now being here with you today.
I know, it's so great. I haven't seen you in like almost a year.
Yeah, that's about as long as it's been, and I miss you. It's so good to see you. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. You know, your smile always brightens me up, your spirit. I love it. You're always speaking life into me. So I really appreciate it. And I know that's the reason why we have the Sister Accord, because you're always speaking life into your sisters. We need it.
That's right. Now more than ever, I believe that this message of love and doing the hard work and focusing on being kind to each other, now more than ever is exactly what we need.
In case someone hasn't heard about the Sister Accord, isn't familiar about the movement, can you tell us about it and how it came about?
Well, I was in corporate America for over 20 years, and I worked for some of the most amazing companies, Ford Motor Company, the Gillette Company, Procter and Gamble. But I saw where women were not always supporting and taking care of each other. And I wanted to use my experiences to say, hey, how do we start this conversation early with our girls so that when they get to corporate America, when they get to their professional what they want to do in life, that they understand the importance of having healthy interactions and relationships with each other.
So, who is eligible or allowed to join the Sister Accord?
Everybody. Listen, we have three areas of focus: educating girls and women, enlightening girls and women of the power of sisterhood, and eradicating bullying and violence against girls and women. So, guess what? We can't leave the men out of this conversation. If we are going to address what is happening, and by the way, domestic violence is just going through the roof now in the midst of COVID. If we're going to really address it and eradicate it, we must start with our boys and helping them understand how to have healthy relationships and interactions. So everybody is a part of the Sister Accord: boys, girls, women, and men.
What age group do you start with?
And CPS, so my curriculum, the Sister Accord Leadership Development Program, is actually integrated into school systems. And so we start in CPS in elementary school, because bullying starts as early as the age of 4. Can you believe that? As early as the age of 4. So we have to get this message out early to our children so that they can grow up to be healthy adults.
So, if I had a child that was currently in a CPS system and I knew that this was something that I wanted her to do, how do I get her to join, or what is the process like?
Go through the counselors. We have been working with each of the principals at the schools, and they have identified facilitators. And in some instances, these are teachers. In other instances, it may be a counselor. So inquire with the counselors, with the principals at the school, and they can advise how the young lady can join.
And if they don't have it in their schools, then again, bringing it up to those resources can help again now implement it inside their school, right? You're still open to having new people or taking on new schools with the
Yes,
Sister Accord movement.
absolutely. 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 Yes, absolutely. And it's called the Girls to Women program. That's the name of our program inside of CPS, Girls to Women. So tell them, just ask for Girls to Women and they can be directed. When we have our district wide events, we tend to bring all the girls together. So there are people who are part of other programs who also get to hear what this message is about loving themselves and loving each other. And that's what the Sister Accord curriculum really is all about. If you can really truly learn how to love yourself, like really love yourself, I'm not talking about that fake stuff, like true love for yourself, you don't have time to bully. You don't have time to hate.
The process of loving yourself can be so hard,
It's
especially
so
when you
hard.
experience trauma or you've experienced, abuse, or shoot, sometimes you don't have to experience anything. You just don't like your skin. You wish you were shorter or taller, or we come up with all kind of things these days to not like about ourselves.
That's right. I mean, literally, we make up stuff. And my makeup artists, we laugh about this, but it's real. I had an issue with my lips growing up. I thought they were so big. And so, like, when they're painting my lips, even to this day, I will say, now stay in the lines. Now that's something that started when I was a little girl, right?
Right, right.
So we really it takes work, and we're always on this journey to love. It's
Yeah.
a journey. It's not easy. It's a lot of work, and that's why I call it the heart work. And the heart work is the hard work. So most people avoid it. But what we do as part of the Sister Accord family is we force ourselves to do this work, because then all boats can rise from there.
Now you're always doing. I don't know. Is it the annual event that you all do? Because I remember the last event you had. It was like a weekend, and it was truly amazing. It was young girls with older women. I can't remember who performed, but it was like it was a beautiful experience, and all you felt in that room was truly love.
Literally, like from the very first time we had our first Sister Accord Tea Party, that's what you're referring
At
to.
the tea party.
It's a leadership development program as well. And one of our major ways that we bring the Sister Accord to life, and we bring in people. So when you came, I think Avery Sunshine performed. And then we had Brian Courtney Wilson and Marsha Ambrosius. So it was a weekend. We did an extended weekend that year. But I tell you, as soon as people come into the presence of the Sister Accord event, they all say the same exact thing. I have never felt enveloped in love the way that I do when I come to your events. And now that we moved to virtual, people are still feeling that love, because it is the authenticity of what we have put together with the Sister Accord that I think people just feel it because it's real.
Now you have an event coming up in February, actually this month. What can we expect with this event? Because I hear you got Stephanie Mills coming.
Listen, man, oh man, we are going to focus on celebrating excellence. See, there's so much mediocrity these days, and people just do, mediocrity, mediocre, and ratchet stuff, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
say enough of that. Enough of that behavior. We must focus on excellence and understanding what that looks like for us in whatever it is we're doing. And so we're going to be shining a light on excellence on February 25th with our special guest, Stephanie Mills, the legend.
Yes.
Stephanie Mills is going to be with us. We're going to talk about my platform that I created, Sisterhood in the Workplace. Listen, it's time for our places of work to ensure that we have an environment where everyone can
Yes.
sit at that table, grow, develop, and learn, and prosper. This is about how do our souls really prosper. And so this platform, I'll be introducing it in more detail on the 25th, but I am so excited about what we are going to be doing. We're going to be honoring some of my colleagues, my former colleagues from Procter and Gamble, who
Okay.
have a really, really powerful story of how two teams came together, the Metamucil team and the Bridges team, and they created something really amazing. And so everyone is going to get to hear about that and see them on the 25th.
So how are people able to get tickets for this event?
We're on Eventbrite. So put in the Sister Accord, just type it in the search, and the tickets will come up. They're $25. And You can just go to the Sister Accord Stephanie Mills. You can put Sister Accord Stephanie Mills and it pops right up and you can buy your tickets. Many people are sending organizations, like people are coming from the organizations to use it as team building, because we're going to be talking about some of those strategies that they can use for winning in the workplace. And so we're expecting a nice group of people to come and celebrate excellence with us.
Now you know, Miss Sonia, a lot of people are, we've been in this Corona COVID time for a long time, so we've been doing virtual since April. People are like, I don't want no more virtual events.
I
I'm
know,
tired of virtual events.
I
What
know.
can we expect differently from your virtual event?
That love. Like, if you want to walk away inspired, like when we finish, because it's from 7 to 9, when we finish at 9 o'clock, you're going to be ready to go and make the world just spin on its head,
Yes.
doing what you were created to do. I mean, you're going to want to feed your soul and your spirit in ways that you're not going to even understand, because this is the feedback that I get from everybody who attends our events. Like, I don't know what just happened to me, but I'm ready to go conquer the world.
It's like a
That's
transformation.
what you are going to experience when you come to a Sister Accord event, even virtually.
I love it. We're keeping the fundamentals, so there will be still a performance, of course, and you're still going to have
Absolutely.
some interactive games for them to do and work on together. So I think that that's dope. If you just tuned in, this is Community Conversations on 1230 The Buzz, your talk station on 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3. Sissy's R&B station. I'm here talking with the Sister Accord founder, Miss Sonia Jackson Miles, who's talking about her new event that's coming up. It's a virtual celebration of excellence with Stephanie Mills, and it's happening on Thursday, February the 25th. Tickets are only $25. You can get them now on Eventbrite. Now,
Yeah.
how long has Sister Accord been around, Miss Sonia?
I left Procter and Gamble in 2013. So we're a little over 7 years old. It is amazing every time I think about it, because I was scared to death to leave and start this journey that I talk about, of my own coming into purpose and tapping into purpose. When we step into purpose, everybody else gets blessed. See, because it's not about us.
Right.
This is not just for me. While I'm benefiting as well, because I'm serving with excellence, the other piece of this is people who are also tied to this whole movement and message. Now they can do what they need to do as well. And so we're just so humbled and honored that in these past 7 years, we have been able to literally help people transform their lives.
It's truly amazing. I see the growth in the organization just from the small time that I've known you and heard of it. And so I see your smile every time we talk about February the 25th, because it looks like you're implementing and introducing to us something new, a new part, a new phase of Sister Accord. And it's that's the side with work. That's with the workplace.
That's
So
right.
what made you decide to take the, organization to like a new turn or go this direction?
It was always part of the plan, but as I tell people, it's important to prioritize. Like, when you
Hmm.
start a business, don't try to do everything. So for us, we wanted to really make sure that the essence of Sister Accord was really clear. And that is, you've got to make sure that you learn how to love yourself, right?
Yes.
That self-love, and making sure that that was the cornerstone for the Sister Accord, then helped us have all the other extensions that you see. You may have seen, I launched on Tuesday, the 27th. I launched oh no, that would have been Wednesday, right? Well, January, the last week of January, launched the fragrance Sister.
No, what?
And yes,
Big
this fragrance,
congratulations.
Thank you. This fragrance is all about love. Again, how do you envelop yourself in love? How do you do things for yourself? So it's a personal fragrance. It's not for somebody else. It's for you. And so everything that we do, whether it's the jewelry, whatever it is, it's all about making sure that we are taking care of ourselves so that people can get the overflow. The overflow is great. The overflow is amazing, but you've got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself first.
What can you say that we can look forward to? Because you get me excited now at this point. What can we look forward to for 2021? We started, I mean, you're kicking it off real strong
I,
already with
I
this celebration of excellence, but do you have anything else coming up?
Well, what we are going to do, we have the Sister Accord at the Ohio State University, our very first college campus sanctioned organization. We're going to expand that. We're going into Africa. We're putting Sister Accord chapters in Africa because so many people around the world say, hey, we need it. We want it too. And so we are going to be really focusing on what that looks like so that we can get to that 1 billion. Our goal is to have 1 billion girls and women learning how to love themselves and each other. And so this year is all about expansion, elevation. It's about taking the brand and helping people understand how to personalize it so that they can live their best life.
Now, if a woman is interested, maybe they want to facilitate or put on their own like Sister Accord workshops. Do you do partnerships with people? How do you go about like what's that process like?
Absolutely. People reach out to us all the time. And so please send an email to either Sonia, Sonia, at the THE sister, SISTER Accord, ACCORD is in dog.com, or info at Sonia Jackson Miles, MYLES. Miles is MY. You can send us an email and let's talk about it. Partnering and collaboration looks like 1 + 1 = 1,000. See, there's an expansion, there's the butterfly effect when people come together who are like-minded and who operate in excellence, right? We don't do raggedy, we don't do ratchet, and we serve people with love. So if people are down for that, then we are very open to partnering.
What would you say has been the hardest part about putting together the Sister Accord movement?
The hardest part is that the world and what people are attracted to oftentimes is not the positive. It's not love. People want, people don't go on social media and talk about love.
Right.
A lot of times what gets particularly when it comes to women, what gets the likes and the views is women fighting, women calling each other out of their names or pulling hair and all this stuff that we see oftentimes. And I said, look, we've cost too much to be pulling it out. What's up with that?
Yeah.
But seriously, seriously, what is important is that you have to be really clear when you're doing work like I'm doing, which I call it the heart work. When you're leading work like this, you have to be very clear that it's not about likes.
Mm-mm.
It's not about followers. It's about whose life are you touching and transforming. And we have so many stories, as my mentees say, we have so many receipts. We've saved people's lives. We've saved people from committing suicide. We have saved people's lives. Do you understand the power of that?
Yes.
And so we are very clear about we are, why we exist, why we exist. And I would encourage anyone who is deciding to establish a nonprofit or a business, be very clear about your why, because disappointment, the no's, the ignoring of what you might want to do can make you feel defeated. But you have to persevere and you have to say, I know my why, I know who I am supposed to serve, and I am staying focused on that.
That was great. Look, that was my follow-up question because we're all about each one teach one. So
Right.
that was my follow-up was what advice that you have for someone else because you make it look easy, girl. You look good. People on the outside looking in may want it or think it's great, but I think the best thing that you make it clear is it's work. And it's
It's a lot
work
of work.
of you serving. You're serving out your purpose. They don't even know you've been on a call all day,
Yeah.
like they don't see that part of the work,
That's
but it's what
that's
they
right.
love.
That's right. You are spot on with that. Yeah.
So you keep going and you keep growing this thing. Once again, tell us about the event, what we have to look forward to on February the 25th.
February 25th is our celebration of excellence. We are so honored to have such a legendary performer. I
You
mean,
hear me?
woo, just legend. She's a legend. She operates in excellence. That voice is one from God. So Stephanie Mills will be with us. We will also, in addition to honoring her, we will be honoring some of my former colleagues from P&G who are doing excellent things over there, the Metamucil and Bridges teams. And our keynote speaker is Patricia Russell McLeod, Esquire. And when I tell you, you all are going to be so inspired by her message. So we have just an amazing group of people who are coming together on February 25th from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, all virtual. And you can get the tickets by searching on the Sister Accord, and that's ACCORD on Eventbrite with Stephanie Mills. And the tickets are $25 and you can purchase on Eventbrite.
Make sure you get your ticket, okay? You do not want to miss this event. Like she said, she's not exaggerating. You're gonna feel the love. And you can feel the love through the screen. So the virtual experience is gonna be twice as nice, okay? Make sure you tell them again the website or social media pages where they can go learn more and stay connected.
The Sister, Sister Accord, ACCORD.com. So you got to put the in there, the sisteraccord.com. That's our website. And then I'm on Instagram and Twitter as at the Sister Accord. We have the Sister Accord page on Facebook. And we have two YouTube channels that you can see our videos, and that's the Sister Accord, as well as Sonia, Sonia Jackson Miles, Myles. And I'm on LinkedIn as well.
So if you never experienced the Sister Accord, you might want to go to YouTube right now so you can see some of the videos because it definitely goes down. It's one experience that you cannot get anywhere else. And you're definitely gonna remember. You want to be a part of it. Thank you so much for coming in, Miss Sonia.
I love you so much. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
This is 1230 The Buzz, your talk station on 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. If you would like to be a guest on Community Conversations, all you have to do is shoot me an email, msebonyj@radio-1.com. Hope to see you next week right here on Community Conversations. Welcome back to Community Conversations. I am Miss Ebony J, the queen that does the most for you. Of course, here representing the queens of the city. This is Community Conversations on 1230 The Buzz, your talk station, 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. We appreciate you listening. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Community Conversations is where we come to talk about what's happening right here in the Queen City and how nonprofit organizations are providing resources to solve those solutions. And I have in here with me Miss Hope Griffin, who is the CEO of
Yes,
Project
ma'am.
Hope. Talk to us
Yes,
about
ma'am.
Project Hope Cincinnati and what your organization does.
Sure. Project Hope Cincinnati, it's abbreviated for helping other people every day. What I do is myself and a couple other individuals. We make personal care packages for the homeless. So like this bag here. This will be one that's kind of going out today. I have 22 bags that are going out this evening. It's this bag, and then in each bag they have the hats, gloves, socks,
Yeah.
deodorant, showering tools, toothbrush, toothpaste. We ended up partnering with my good friend and adopted brother, Jordan Brooks, who is the owner of another nonprofit named Joe Bro Foundation. So he feeds the homeless. So went along with him, and he afforded me the opportunity to kind of come out just to see what they were missing. And the personal care packages were like the biggest thing that people were talking about they really needed.
They do. You know, sometimes you don't know what you need till you don't have it, right? But with
Right.
it being cold,
Right.
people don't have places to go. Our resources are much limited. These packages that you all are putting together seems very beneficial. You have a little bit of everything in there.
Yes, ma'am. The one lady we had met when we did it the first time, she was like, I haven't washed my hair in like 2 months. So I really need this shampoo. And it's like,
Wow.
wow, this is stuff that I take for granted on a daily basis. And these are things they need.
They're essentials. What would you say is the mission of the organization altogether?
Currently, with the bags, we do, I try to make sure that we go to those that are actually sleeping on the street first. So, like I said, those black bags that I was showing you, those are the ones that we give to the homeless that are actually sleeping out on the streets. We do network with some of the drug treatment centers, so that we'll go in since they already have housing. I just provide the bag to them, the actual bag. The black bag came in place because when we were out near the stadiums, a lot of the people wouldn't take them because they didn't have a way to kind of keep track of those bags. So that's when I came up with the book bag idea. So they had an easy way to transport those items with them. The ones that are in shelters, they kind of have a locker where they can put their stuff, but they don't have a lot of space. So they
Right.
needed something small. So I do the homeless shelters. The I did a woman shelter last month, and then I partnered with one of the Hamilton County schools to help the underserved students who needed those items like right before COVID kind of hit, and their parents were kind of losing their jobs, or mom might be working, dad isn't working, so these personal care items were needed in their households.
What made you start this organization? This is great.
I've always wanted to like go somebody on the street. I'm always like, you hungry, you need, here's a couple dollars. I've always had a desire to help those less fortunate. And then when he started his organization, when he was feeding them, I'm like, I want to be a part of that because that's so dope. Like, so when I saw that need, I jumped right on the bandwagon. Like, look, I can come in. Are you gonna let me do these packages? What do you think, bro? And he was like, I'm here for it.
Collaboration is what it is. That's the move for 2021. At the end of the
Yep.
day, he was already doing it. He had the foundation. You
Hmm.
on there added the value, and you're doing something a little bit different. So it's worth
Right.
you all collaborating together. The people get more.
Right. Right. And that's like my key for this year. Yeah.
How long have you all been around?
He's been around a little bit longer than me. I started Project Hope last year in February for kid, and then kept going on throughout the year. Towards the end of the year, I started my nonprofit, the Hope Foundation. So I'm currently just, I'm sorry, my battery went out on me. Uh-oh. I started my nonprofit in October of last year. So I'm just waiting on my finalization for my 501c3 tax exemptions.
Perfect. Well, look, I know it ain't an easy process. They talk about it all the time. So
Hmm.
I'm glad you're almost to the end of it.
Right. Because it's like you on pins and needles checking the mailbox, like, did it come? Did it come? Because that can help you a lot. If you are eligible for those grants, trying to get sponsorship is like the key thing for, to help your business go along.
Well, I know you said that you started the organization around February, and I know the pandemic hit us real hard in April. Mayish. What has it been like for you being able to have this organization in the middle of a pandemic?
Look, this is when the faith part come out. When like I said, I started it in February and I ended up losing my job at the end of March. So, prayed about it. Like, God, if this is something that you really want me to do, you'll make a way for it to happen. I was able to do it all the way up till September of last year. That's when the finances kind of got a little funny, but I didn't have the money because to do these bags, they're like $8 a bag, but to buy for 200 people every month is a little over $1,600. So without the extra money and trying to, I was using my stimulus money to get packages going. I was using my unemployment money to try to keep these packages going because I knew that those people needed those. So
Yeah.
I've just been praying and pushing through, and every time I pray about it, somebody comes through to help.
And more people have became homeless than ever since the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
People who haven't never experienced it have. And we always say, you're just one paycheck away from being homeless. The
Yep.
pandemic really showed us that in another
Right.
way. And so I believe, I'm just, again, truly, it's a blessing to have organizations like yours who are able to come out and help them, because they don't even know some people don't have the resources. They don't even know where to go. They don't even have the
Right.
support neither. And not
Right.
having both is extremely hard. And it's
Right.
cold outside.
Right. And that's when, like, what was it? In November, I kind of posted on my Facebook page, hey, it's about to start getting cold. Like, if you all are able to donate hats, gloves, scarves, whatever you can donate so that these people that are less fortunate than us can have a way to kind of get through these months. So I've had a couple businesses that partnered with me to buy the items, and I'm donating. I've had financial donations come in. So I'm just trying to make sure these people, really are getting what they need monthly.
This is Community Conversations on 1230 The Buzz, your talk station, 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. I am Miss Ebony J here talking with Miss Hope Griffin. She is the CEO of Project Hope Cincinnati, which is an organization that provides resources and toiletries, things that you need, so that way you're able to get through the season, whether that's the winter months, whether that's the summer months. It don't matter. All year long, they are serving. And they do this by giving things in a black bag. It can have shampoo, toothbrushes, things again that you need, essentials for you. And they've been doing this for a year now. The organization is growing, coming up on its year anniversary. Do you all have anything planned for the anniversary, or any events planned for this year?
I don't. As far as celebrating the anniversary, I might buy a little cake and tell us like we can social distance Zoom.
Right.
But like as far as like the goals that I have for this year, really trying to really network with some businesses, like to eventually possibly get like corporate sponsorship. Like I said, this is monthly, so I'm trying to make sure that I can find a way that we can continue to do this every single month. Um, but I'm trying to find an actual location, and to get another vehicle to kind of transport these items, because my little get so bombarded with like clothes and stuff that people give to me that I just don't have enough room to really transport everything. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to make the dream work.
You're giving out clothes too?
If people say that they have like clothes and stuff, I've been going to some of the women's shelters and taking clothes to them. And I have women's bags that I take to them as well.
I think that is truly amazing. Like, really,
Thank you.
this is something that just was birthed inside of you. You just decided to do
I
this
always
one
wanted to
day.
help. I always wanted to help. I told you, like, I would break my neck. Like, wait a minute, y'all gotta have some change. I'm hitting everybody around me, like, you got some change. We gotta get them something. Or we go through the drive through, like, look, are you hungry? Do you need this? You need that. So my heart has always been with trying to help those less fortunate.
How do you find those that you need to serve? because
We
everybody isn't outside and homeless, but that doesn't mean that they don't need anything. How do you like seek them out?
we actually get in the car. We usually start about 10 o'clock at night, and we just drive through the city. Jordan will
Oh,
get pizzas or whatever. He does have another individual that does a lot of the cooking, James. So if James doesn't cook, we get pizza, drive around anywhere up and down Redden Road, the stadiums. We just drive throughout downtown. Anybody that's out on the street, we stop, give them, are you hungry? Give them something to eat. Then, hey, do you need any toiletries? I got deodorant, I got, the soap and the socks and stuff. Even if you don't need it, you might need it later, or you might see somebody else that needs it. So I usually come back with nothing. It's a
that's
rarity that I come back with a couple bags, but even with those, I kind of hand those off, in case you bump into somebody. Please make sure.
I think that is so great. Now somebody's listening right now or they're watching this video and they're like, I have some extra cash. I want to give. I feel led to help out this organization. Where do they go? What do they do? What's the process like?
I bank with Fifth Third Bank. So any Fifth Third location, you're more than welcome to go into the bank and just say that you want to make a donation to Project Hope Cincinnati LLC. If you give them my zip code 45237, I think I'm the only one that's in Cincinnati. But if you give them that information, you can do it that way. Or I do have a cash app, which is $ Project Hope CINCY, where you can make a donation there. Or if you go to my Facebook page at Project Hope Cincinnati LLC, if you message me, I'm more than happy to try to, hook up with you to make sure I can get these items.
Can you share a story? Because all the time people talk about the great things that they do, but it's nothing like a story. Do you have a story or a specific situation of someone who whose life was changed in this past year through the services that your organization provides?
Sure. To date, actually tonight, they'll be going out to do more bags. But to date, as of today, I have provided over 1,452 personal care packages.
Yeah,
Um, so like, you know, everybody got a story. You come across these people. Jordan and a couple of the other guys will get out and they'll start praying with them if they say they need prayer. We just kind of talk to them just to see, not so much to be in their business, but just to let them know, hey, we saw you out here hungry. Do you need anything? And like I was saying, like the lady that hadn't washed her hair in a couple months. Another one of the ladies was there, and I provide sanitary napkins as well for women. So I give them like a whole bag.
yeah.
So it can at least try to help them until I can find them the next month if I'm able to come across them again. But some of them are like, we really don't have these things, and being a woman out here on the street is even harder than a man because men can kind of go where they can go,
I know.
but being a woman it is more strenuous on us trying to survive. And just really listening to their stories as you talk to them, and it's like, wow, the shampoo took for granted, this toothbrush and toothpaste I took for granted, these socks on my feet. We came across one guy the last time we had went out. He's laying down near the Bengal stadium, laying on concrete, no socks, no shoes. I gave him the socks. He gave him another pair of his socks off his feet. And, we just kind of go in our cars if we have anything extra to provide to them and give it to them.
You got to do what you got to do. It breaks my heart to know how many people that are living without support. um
Right.
I have a great support system, so I just can't imagine not having anyone to call. Those that are listening, we have to take the time to really be grateful. Like she said, I took for granted that toothbrush and that shampoo until that lady told me she ain't washed her hair and she don't know how long, or brushed his teeth and you don't know how long. We have to be very grateful about where we're at in life,
Right.
and know that, stay humble. because you
Right.
can be the other way tomorrow. It can be
It
you.
can happen to you just like that. Yep.
For
Yep.
real. And so we're so grateful for Project Hope Cincinnati. If you all want to learn more, do you have a website or a Facebook or Instagram?
That's another one of my goals for this year. I need to get more into the tech. I currently don't have a website, so I am trying to work with some people to try to get a website up and going. Right now, I just have that Facebook page at Project Hope Cincinnati LLC. If you type it in, we'll come up. You'll see the little logo for Project Hope. And on there, I do show, like, every time we go out for service, I'm posting pictures just to show that everything that people are donating, I am out here in the community to give back.
Are you going now on a specific day? Is it like twice a month or once a month? How do you decide when to go out? Or is it just based upon the donation?
Um, I still like I said, to date, I have myself and my cousin have provided. Like I said, I was coming out my stimulus check. I gave up my stimulus check to make sure I had these bags. Unemployment money. I was using my unemployment money to try to make sure that this was happening. Um, Outside of like people donating or my cousin donating, I mainly pay for everything out of pocket. So I try to ration out everything wherever I can catch a sale, or I'm always taking the donations.
Okay, so I think it may have broke up. Did you say you do? How often did you say you do it?
We do this once a month. And Jordan kind of, sometimes we partner with a couple other organizations that do the feeding. And then after that, we'll go out to the community, or we have worked, like I said, with a couple of the homeless shelters. If we don't really see anybody that needs something on the street, then everything that we have, we just take directly to those homeless shelters. It is once
Perfect.
a month for now. I
Month.
would like to make it more, but I just got to try to figure out the sponsorship and funds.
Correct. So again, if you would like to give, if it's on your heart, it's on your mind, please do not hesitate. Project Hope Cincinnati on Facebook. Please make sure you go like the page so that way you can learn more. So that way you can know what the date is when she's deciding to come out, and you can stay up informed about the great things that this organization is doing. Again, this
Thank
organization
you.
is new. A
Yes, it is.
year. Mind
Yes.
you, it's been a year and she's already been able to feed over 1,000 people. So she's not playing out here. She definitely needs help. And in our support for this organization really helps the longevity of it. And so we want
Yes,
to keep
ma'am.
saving lives and keep changing lives and making a difference. So if you feel led, please, please give. Thank you so much again for coming in, beautiful. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Queen. You have a good rest of your day.
You too. This is
Thank you.
Community Conversations on 1230 The Buzz, 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. If you would like to be a guest on the show, all you have to do is shoot me an email at msebonyj @radio-1.com. This is Community Conversations. Of course, this week we talked about how we can give back, and there are so many different ways. We had the Bethany House on earlier talking about the services they provide with housing and shelter, and we just had Project Hope Cincinnati come on talking about the packages that are available and how they're providing resources as well. If you need any additional information, please make sure you check out the blog on rnbcincy.com. See you next week.